All right, guys. So we did get the Team of the Week solos done really fast. I waited until the afternoon or late evening to go ahead and do this, but I know a lot of you guys might have already been off or whatever. And I guess it was some kind of glitch where you couldn't get the pack right away, but I guess they got that figured out. Now you get an 87 bound fantasy pack. Now let me warn you guys, most of the time these 87s that you're gonna get aren't gonna really be as good as other 87s in the game. Like, they might say that they're 87, but not really. Like, let's go ahead and take a look at the halfback, okay? Now, the halfback versus, let's say, DeMarco Murray. Okay, now look at the difference here. DeMarco Murray is an 87. Britton Brown is also an 87. Speed +2 for Murray. Acceleration +1. Okay, the agility is -1. And the carry is -4. Catching +1, COD +2, trucking same, break tackle +1. So this Britton Brown isn't horrible. I'm not gonna sit here and say like these are gonna be bad cards. Just understand that, in my opinion, most of the time they're not gonna be as good as the equivalent legend card or, you know, XYZ card. Just because these free cards that they're going to give you, they don't want to make them overpowered. They want to give you guys a reason to buy other cards that aren't free from doing a quick 10-minute solo. So just be careful when you go ahead and pick these cards. Now, there's other stats. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the corner as a part of this pack, okay? I love the animation. That's very cool. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the corner right away. Martin Emerson, okay? On paper, this card looks good. I'm going to go ahead and compare him to someone that's more equivalent. I mean, Gilmore and Tariq Woolen are still going to be better, clearly, but I'll give you Randy Moss right here. Okay, Randy Moss. Randy Moss is an 86. Martin Emerson is an 87. Now, even though you look at the stats, Emerson has +1 speed. He's got +3 acceleration. Right? He's got +7 agility. That's pretty huge right there. +7 agility. He is 2 inches shorter. And his jump is -2. Same play recognition. The man coverage is -2. Zone coverage is -1. And the press is -1. Now you look at these stats and you say they're pretty even, right? Like, Martin Emerson has the edge in speed and acceleration. Randy Moss has the edge with his height and his jumping. And Randy Moss has a slight edge as well with the coverage stats and press, right? So you can say that they're kind of even, right? You look at these stats, you go, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take this Martin Emerson. He's pretty even. I'll take him over Randy Moss. Hold your horses, guys. Don't be so quick, okay? Trust me when I tell you this. There's hidden stats. These are just the general stats. Make sure you guys go into the hidden stats. Let's go into my binder. I'm going to show you the exact stats here for these cards, okay? Let's head over to my binder first. And I'm going to show you... Actually, no. Go into the auction house first. Martin Emerson. Let's go ahead and check out his card. Because, oh, on the headline stats right there, those general stats that they show you, he looks pretty damn good, right? On paper, he looks pretty damn good. And I'm going to tell you what. I'm sure he's going to be a decent cornerback for you. If you want to actually use him, I'm sure he's going to be very decent for you. But don't expect certain things, okay? And I'm going to show you right now what I'm talking about. Because a lot of people get confused. They're like, okay, why is this card so much more priced higher than this card over here? The reason Randy Moss is always, you know, valued higher than most other corners when he's out of position or whatever is not only because of his height. It's not only because of his height. Let's go ahead and take a look at Martin Emerson real quick. So those headline stats look pretty good. 86 speed, 88 acceleration is very nice. 87 zone. He's got decent, you know, okay. 6'2", that's good height for a corner, right? But I want you to take a look at the stat of his catching. The man has no hands, okay? You're literally going to be using a corner that has no hands, okay? You're going to be using Captain Hook over here. He has no hands. He literally has no hands, okay? 60 catching, you're not catching shit. I'm going to tell you that, guys, right now. I'm going to tell you that right now. That was a stat that I always used to overlook or not really value. But as time went on and I became a Madden veteran now, okay, this is now my 5th season of MUT, okay? Ultimate Team. This is now my 5th season. I started in 2019, Madden 2019. So 2019, 2020, 21, 22. This is now Madden 23. This is now my 5th season that I just started. Okay, so now I'm a veteran. I know what to look for. This man has no hands. When I tell you he has no hands, you're going to see animations where, okay, he might have the coverage. He might be exactly where he needs to be. And then you click on and go pick the ball, or the CPU, whoever tries to pick the ball or something, and it's just going to go straight through his hands, right into the gut of the receiver. Guaranteed, you're going to see it. It's going to happen. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay, so you're not surprised about it. You're not like, oh, why is my guy playing so bad? He's getting mossed, blah, blah, blah. Because he has no hands. To make matters worse, go ahead now and look at the middle of your screen, okay? On the right-hand side, spec catch, 55. That's terrible. He has no spectacular catching. It's terrible. It's like as bad as it gets. 50 catching traffic on the bottom left. 50 catching traffic. That's terrible. So if it's a jump ball between the receiver and Martin Emerson, I'm telling you right now, most of the time, Martin Emerson is either not going to pick the ball or he's going to get mossed. I'm going to tell you that right now. Like, it's just going to happen. You better be trying to swat it and not trying to catch the ball. This guy has no hands, guys. So be very careful when you're out there picking these cards, because some of the headline stats are going to look really nice. But when you delve deeper into the card and what makes other cards better and what really makes them stand out from the other cards are kind of hidden. They don't really highlight those stats. So make sure you go into the stats and see exactly what you need. Because for cornerbacks, I'm telling you right now, cornerbacks and safeties, you have to watch their hands. Having good speed and decent coverage and being where you need to be is half the battle. That's only half the battle. The other half is actually being able to come up with the ball instead of the receiver getting the ball. Your corner has to outplay the receiver. So when you have a 60 catching stat base, a 60 catching stat, he has the height. His height is fine. But when you have a 60 catching stat and you combine that with a 50 catch in traffic and a 55 spec catch, you're going to get mossed more times than not by that receiver. If they have a Randy Moss, you're getting mossed. You're not winning that catch battle over the Randy Moss. It's not going to happen. Okay? So now let's go ahead and check Randy Moss's stats in comparison so you guys understand where I'm coming from here. Because it's something that people do not get. If you're new to the game and you're trying to go through, oh, what do these stats mean? What does this stat do? Make sure you watch what's going on with some of these cards. I'm telling you that right now. It's very important. If you guys get anything from this video, understand to look deeper under the hood on these cards. Watch Randy Moss's stats here. Okay, he has the same decent stats up top, right? Okay, minus the chems. Don't worry about the chem boost, but just he has, you know, comparable stats on the top line, right? The key stats that they call it. You see the key stats in the top left? They call it the key stats, right? Key stats, whatever. Now, I want you guys to look at his catching. You remember Emerson's catching was a 60? Randy Moss has an 86 catching stat. He has glue on his gloves. Okay, the other guy has a hook for a hand. This guy has glue on his gloves. Okay, he actually has hands. He has some of the best hands. I don't know any corner right now that has that kind of a high catching stat. He has 88, 87 jumping. He's 6'4", 210 pounds. He has high catching stat already. That's why he's such a good card. Okay, now let's look deeper into it. Oh, you thought the 86 catching was good? Look at his spec catch. 87 spectacular catch. He's going to win those spec animations over that Emerson almost every time. I guarantee it. And he also has an 84 catching traffic. Guys, that's like 34 points higher than Emerson. That's 34 points higher than Emerson. Who do you think is going to win in a one-on-one battle? If, you know, if say, this is just a corner card of Randy Moss. This isn't even his wide receiver card. So I'm just talking about Randy Moss as a wide receiver. He's going to have the same or better catching stats than that. Who do you think is going to come up with the ball? So be careful when you select these receivers and don't complain later and not understand why that Martin Emerson is getting mossed. Okay? That's something you guys really have to pay attention to. I hope I made that clear for you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys my pick of who I'm picking. And I'll show you that guys right now. Okay? For me, the only card that makes sense for my squad Now, this is going to be different for everybody else. Let's say you have Gilmore. Let's say you have Tariq Woolen, okay? Let's say you have both of them, but your corner is still like Caleb Farley, right? Let's say corner number 3 is your slot corner is Caleb Farley. Your nickel corner is slot Farley. Is Caleb Farley, okay? Go ahead and take the Martin Emerson, because that means you need another corner, because while Caleb Farley is really good with his speed as well, he doesn't have nearly the coverage stats that Martin Emerson has, right? So go ahead and take the Martin Emerson. If you need a corner, I'm not telling you to not take Martin Emerson. I'm just telling you to understand, like in my situation, my third best corner is Randy Moss. So I have to make the decision, okay, do I get this guy and replace Moss? He is a +1 overall after all, right? Not really. He's not, okay? So just be careful. If you guys need a third corner, go ahead and get him. I'm not saying don't get him and that he's going to be trash, okay? He might do just fine for you, but just understand, in those situations when someone's throwing it to a deep out elite Randy Moss or a deep out elite Parham, and this guy is getting mossed, understand why he's getting mossed. Okay, I want you guys to understand why he is, and don't then complain and be like, why is my 87 overall compared to an 86, tight end or whatever, just getting mossed all the time? Because he has no hands. Just understand that. So for your situation, for your squad, if you need a third cornerback, if you need that third corner on your squad, go ahead and take him. Maybe you need a decent corner to put up top at safety to help you in cover 0 for the man coverage. Go ahead and get him. I'm not telling you not to get him, okay? I am not telling you guys not to get him. I'm just saying be careful with who you take, and understand why certain things are going to happen. Certain animations are just not going to happen with this card. Okay, that's it. I hope I made that point clear. I know it's getting very long in the tooth here, but hopefully I made that point clear. Alex Bachman, I love Giants, but I am not doing a Giants team, and he's not really a top receiver. I don't need a receiver. Outside linebacker, again, I'm stacked there already. Wide receiver, same thing. And Britton Brown, I already have DeMarco Murray and Barry Sanders and Nyheim Hines. I don't need him. The only one that makes sense is Lawrence Cager. So I'm going to go ahead and take Lawrence Cager for my squad. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you his stats as well real quick. I'm just going to compare him to some of the tight ends on my squad. He's got really nice stats. Compared to the 87 Keith Jackson here, he's got +1 speed, +1 strength, +1 catching. He's got similar catching stats. He's got a little bit less route running stats for sure, -2 short, -3 medium, and his run block is a lot less. Okay, but realistically, Lawrence Cager, for what I'm going to be asking him to do, he's going to do it just fine. Okay, he's not going to be some great blocker or anything, but if I need to split him out wide to help block some wide receiver on the edge or something, he's going to do his job. He's going to do his job. So I'm not worried about the run block right now. Later on, I can get a better tight end because we're going to get Dave Casper as we level up very soon, right? We're all going to get that 91 Dave Casper eventually. And we're closer than you think. We're only like 200,000 XP away. That's not very far. With all these promos that are now going to be dropping this week too. So I'm going to take Lawrence Cager right now. He's a very good card. I also still have Donald Parham. He's better than Parham on paper. On paper, he's better than Parham. Now, he doesn't come with a deep out elite or anything like that, but he's better than Parham on paper. He's only 3 inches shorter, but he's faster, better catching, better strength, better route running, ultimately. Better, a tad better run block. Like, he's just better. So he's definitely going to make my squad. The person I'm going to go ahead and cut is going to be George Kittle. And the reason I'm going to cut George Kittle is, as you guys can see, maybe you guys can tell right now, looking at the card art, he is a platinum card. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this Lawrence Cager. I'm going to go ahead and quick sell the George Kittle. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and quick sell the George Kittle. I would save the 83 pack personally. I'll show you that in a second though. I'm going to go ahead and quick sell my George Kittle. Okay, so you guys can see here, the reason it's so nice to have platinum cards is you get to sell them when you need to. And now that I have a nice free replacement, I literally put 10 minutes into some solos and got a free replacement for 95,000 coins here. Okay, so I can go ahead and quick sell him at any time. Now Cager is going to go ahead and take his spot. Okay, so that's my plan. That's what I'm doing. Well, let me see where his card is here. Yeah, there he is. So Lawrence Cager, I'm definitely going to use his card. He's going to be my tight end number 3. He'll be my tight end number 3. Actually, no, he's going to be my tight end number 2 probably. All right. Those are going to be Keith Jackson, Lawrence Cager, and Parham. Those are going to be my 3 tight ends. All right. And then for the other pack, the 83, it's really going to be up to you. But to me, the only one that would really make sense personally, if I didn't have a kicker, if I still had like a gold kicker, I would take the kicker here. Okay, if I still had a gold kicker, I would take this kicker right here, Justin Reed. He's not horrible. He's not great either. You know, he's only got 81 kick power compared to my 85 Graham Gano. So, but I mean, you know, if you need a kicker and you have a gold one still, whatever, I would definitely go ahead and choose him. These guys are auctionable as well. These ones are auctionable. They're selling for like 15K on the auction house. Personally, I'm probably just gonna hold the pack. I think I'm just gonna hold the pack because, guys, right around the corner, before you know it, it's gonna be Team Diamonds. Before you know it, it's gonna be Team Diamonds, guys. It could be a week from now. It could be 2 weeks from now. But I think before the end of this month is gonna be Team Diamonds. It usually comes before the end of September. So watch out for the Team Diamonds. That could be dropping at any moment before you know it. It's not happening this week, but it could be next week. It could be the week after that. So for me personally, I'm just going to hold the pack. I don't really need any of these cards, obviously. So, but, you know, for each their own. If you really needed like a second defensive tackle and you don't have one, feel free to go ahead and take this guy for now as a filler or something. But personally, the only way that would make sense is the kicker. I don't need one right now, so I'm just going to hold the pack. Maybe one of these cards go into the Team Diamonds. You never know. They will sometimes put promo cards into the Team Diamond sets. We have seen the Ultimate Kickoff cards before. I think we've seen Team of the Week cards maybe in there before. So they will put different promo cards into those sets for Team Diamonds. All right, guys, that's it for me. Until the next video, peace out.